All right, guys, I am enforcing that we are going to do a more succinct reviews episode. We're going to try to accomplish this in 35
Fantastic.
minutes.
Pretty good. Awesome. Okay, I'm done.
You said awesome to Snake Eyes.
Well, no, I didn't.
Dude.
I said to Star Trek. Thank you very much.
All right, so
Star Trek is awesome.
our local comic shop got screwed by UPS, so F-U UPS.
Yes.
F-U in the A. Because me in the A. Deep in the A with a big iron stick.
Pretty insane.
Not a lot of people like to F in the A. I'm sorry that you don't understand that.
Yeah, well, I'm choosing
With a scarf.
with
I don't know why. I'm hung up.
a tasteful scarf.
A tasteful
A
scarf.
tasteful face covering.
Yeah. So, because we have to have face covering. See, Grifter's COVID prepared. That's why he's coming to Gotham. Oh, now that I know you hate Grifter, I'm gonna wear my red scarf in here every time.
I'm fine with
I
you
may
wearing
put on
it.
some black
But
mascara.
it's a scarf, not literally. It's not even a scarf, and it's literally a piece of fabric over his face. Why? What's the point?
Go back and reread Wildcats, and you'll find out.
I
He couldn't let the aliens figure out who he was. What's fun is when the wind blows and it blows up. It really does. There's issues where he's like, no, can't do this. It's wonderful. He's like free falling from a cliff, and it's showing his chin, and you're like, we're gonna see his face. We're gonna see his. Oh, we saw his face.
I will say when they finally did a good version of him was when Warren Ellis did the Wildstorm universe when they brought Wildstorm
So
back.
you're saying
there was a good version.
Jim Lee didn't do a good version of
I think
his
Jim
own
Lee.
damn character.
I think Jim Lee. I think he was basically didn't go far enough with the character, whereas Warren Ellis really took it to another level. I think it was pretty fantastic. But we're doing a reviews episode now.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to talk about the things that came out last week. So let's get to
What's
it.
your year zero?
It is. I got mixed up.
Yeah, you.
As I was flipping through and enjoying what I had, saying awesome, yeah, okay.
Hey everybody, I'm David.
And I'm Garen, and let's talk comics. Did it again.
Can I start a petition to get you people to tell him to stop doing that?
You created a Facebook page for it.
Yes, I know, because you wouldn't shut the fuck up.
So let's start with Aftershock Comics Undone by Blood #4. So the details around her parents' death are becoming there. You get bits and pieces every issue. So now you're finding more of what happened, and she finally has now found the person who did it. She's tracked him down to this commune. She's found out that the sheriff is corrupt as hell and is basically helping these people. So this is pretty cool. And the cowboy story and it should be its own comic book. It's pretty great. So this has been a lot of fun to read.
Year zero, number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone's
of
gonna
fun.
get laid.
It's the best part of it. All right, so if you haven't been keeping up with Year Zero, or your shop doesn't carry AWA #1, I recommend finding this. This
been great.
This is a great zombie story.
Yeah.
I say that with Walking Dead potentially coming back out in color. I still would prefer Year Zero, much better. So our heavy set nerd comic book, like I think all of us feel this character. Virgin has been sweet or dirty talking, like the hand tucked into the shirt, headed toward the ding-a-ling. Has been sweet talking someone over the CB who basically says to him, "You should come get me, baby," and we does it. And he's gonna go for it, like he's like,
he loads the car with extra tanks of gas and water and all the weaponry you can pull, and it's like
because survival's one thing, but let's not do it without Nookie. Huh?
I mean, hey, if you're gonna have it, let's have both. So this has been great.
Our little Hispanic friend.
He's basically
he's a gun runner planning to kill the people who have got him being a gun runner.
yeah, and our Asian buddy who basically was trained by the Yakuza is basically traveling around the city shooting as many zombies as he can
until he gets into the subway, and that's where he finds peace. He kills what's there.
Yeah.
And Tokyo's an automated city.
Yep.
And so he can travel wherever he wants in safety and take a break on the subway. Which is pretty genius.
And our quartet of women in Afghanistan, basically they break into a library which has been infected to basically read the books.
Okay, so the most genius thing ever, as far as I'm concerned, in zombies, they throw a book over the zombie's face with a hard cover, and then tape it around the zombie's head, They didn't have to kill the zombie.
Nope.
The zombie is now completely
like,
incapacitated.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
It can't see anything. It can't bite anything. Now, if we have zombies that can scratch you and infect you, it still could potentially accidentally kill you. But I assume they'll kind of like take broomsticks and get them out of the building.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, hey, I'm going. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're going to have fun. I have,
Wait a minute.
oh, wait, we're going to talk about,
I have Faithless number 2.
Yeah,
So the most brilliant thing about this,
it's the mistake.
this has a very pornographic cover.
Extremely.
And the way they packaged it originally, this pink cover that covers the very pornographic act that's going on the cover was on the opposite side of the cover. So brilliant. I kind of wish I bought an extra one of these and left it sealed.
So it isn't a misprint. It is just a misship, and that's
Right.
what's funny. But
it
it's
might
very
actually
popular.
be worth something in a sealed variant.
This is one of those that if you haven't bought one, you probably should. If you can still find them like out there. So
Yeah. Faith. No, I can't talk about it. It's too much. You got to read it. It is the devil. Okay, so no, the cool thing that did happen is she's being seduced by the devil and his daughter,
Right.
and a slew of other people because promiscuity is a thing.
There's an orgy on the cover. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So.
Just saying.
This homeless woman that she had been friends with in New York, they're in Rome, and the homeless woman corners her and Poppy, the devil's daughter, Lewis's daughter, and Poppy steps into a devil's circle, a trap, and is frozen and can't move, and this woman unleashes a pack of dogs to come kill
The devil's daughter.
or maybe both of them. I couldn't kind of tell. And
Wow.
Faith does something, and all the dogs are dead. The woman runs away, and Poppy's vanished, and there's just a bloody handprint where her hand was on the rail. I have no idea what happened, but really, really interesting.
That's pretty cool.
But there's a lot of other things in there I just can't talk about because honestly, I don't see any way to dumb it down. Go.
Red Mother Another 6. She has moved on to London. She's working for the guy who was a puzzle creator. She actually is creating these very elaborate puzzles with him that are unsolvable unless you really kind of understand the cipher. It's pretty neat what she's doing. This is a really cool job. And of course, she's killed what she believes is this demon. Well, she didn't. She makes these really cool, makes friends at this new place she's working. She finds this new guy that she wants to go out with, and she's moving on with her life. And of course, she sees this person again, and of course her friends all defend her and they throw rocks at the guy who's in the middle of the street. Well, she doesn't know that they're all working for the Red Mother. So, pretty cool. Good second arc.
Just saying.
Thank you.
Visual medium. Dark Knight's Death Metal, number 2.
Which cover you want me to do?
I don't care. I like the Harley cover. I want to know where her hair's cut off.
Apparently, we had ordered the other two covers, the Aquaman and the Lobo. For some reason, they just didn't come in. Either the orders got messed up, but there are 4 or 5 covers of this one. They're pretty awesome. This art germ is beautiful, though. I mean, and Death Metal 2. Let's talk about Death Metal 2. Let's get into it because this is a pretty great story. So we have Swamp Thing, Wonder Woman, and Flash. Or is he Flash still?
Wally.
Well,
let's
call him Wally.
Let's call him Wally.
He's not Flash anymore. He's something
He's not
else.
just Flash anymore.
He is something greater, which we're going to talk about in our deep dive. So yeah, they go to basically the crypt that has been kept secret for thousands of years, and the only way they get in is they have their secret code is Hunkle, and it's like and of course. Green Lantern opens it up. It's
Alan Scott Green.
Alan Scott Green Lantern, the Justice.
Who's older than Methuselah at this point.
He's like, hey, it's Ma Hunkle. She was the one who kept our secret hideout a secret hideout. So you see Jay Garrick Flash. You see Wildcat. You see Alan Scott. Who else was there?
No, it was just them.
Just them. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. The best part of the book is the Batum, the Bat Atom.
Which is what it opens on.
And the Bat Atom is like, Bat Atom to base, or Batum to base. And of course, no one can get past, and of course, he gets run over by the truck. I'm sorry, that shouldn't be funny, but it's hilarious. Okay.
First appearance and death of Badam all in
And
one time.
one panel, yeah, or two panels. Sorry. So they go to the mausoleum, and they're basically looking for Bruce, and Bruce is using this key to basically take anyone who can out of the crypts, and like, you work
Well,
for me
it's
now.
the Crypt of Heroes.
You work for me now. You work for me now.
So if you are a superhero who has died, the other superheroes get together and seal you in a mausoleum where your body, because it can't be found. And even though Perpetua has reorganized the Earth, this is one of those sacrosanct locations that can't be eliminated. And
It's set out. It's slightly outside of reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he basically and the whole time Diana's like, "Hey, you sure you want to do this?" He's like, "Yes, I want to do this. That's what we're gonna do." And he's almost
And he's stamping bats on all the tombs. He wants to resurrect people.
so it's pretty great because he was fussing at Jonah Hex, who's Zombie Hex. It's pretty hilarious. This has been one of those series that genuinely I've been like, holy crap. Just issue 1 was fall down really?
Yeah.
One of those issue number 1 was just amazing. Issue 2 is just even better. So then we after this we cut to is that Alfred they're talking? Is that an version of Alfred? It's a creepy version of Alfred. So Alfred is they took the brain out of the Bat Who Laughs, and they're putting it
Who was killed.
who was killed by Wonder Woman, and they're putting it in the Dr. Manhattan shell.
A Dr. Manhattan shell.
A Dr. Not the Dr. Manhattan, but a Dr. Manhattan shell. And when they do this, the Dr. Manhattan shell should accept the brain and
And it does.
merge together. Yeah. So now we have a Dr. Manhattan Bat Who Laughs.
With your store's haunted.
Fluff, 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 fluff.
So,
And then what does that Bat Who Laughs do?
well, he talks to Robin and makes a Robin King.
Robin King.
And then changes his body from looking like Dr. Manhattan to this awful Venom-esque demonic form after talking to Perpetua.
Yeah.
And he's gonna betray her. He now has the power to stand toe to toe with her.
Because now he's a god.
Well, I mean,
He's a Batman god.
it's Wally with Manhattan's powers plus the Mobius chair.
Yeah.
The Batman Who Laughs with all of his abilities, all of Barbados's abilities, and Perpetua's energies, and Dr. Manhattan's powers
It's been an interesting battle
versus
to the end.
Perpetua.
I'm actually really looking forward to the side stories you're going to do with this as well, because the side stories for Batman for Dark Knight's Metal were very good. These side stories look even better. So, so let's get to Justice League. You've watched Star Trek before.
Not willingly.
Okay, but you know what the Prime Directive is, right?
Do no harm.
No, that's Hippocratic Oath. The
I don't
Prime
know.
Directive, Directive number 1 for Starfleet is: do not interfere with societies.
It's do no harm, dude.
Okay. No, it's do not interfere with societies. What does Justice League do? They interfere with societies. They can't keep their hands to themselves. My God. How many times does Flash screw up? Oh, I'm sorry. Don't eat that guy. Oh wait, how did I know? Was I supposed to know that you could actually eat somebody and their arms grow back? I mean,
Well, it was part of the foreplay, which is awesome. So, I like this Justice League run because it feels like Super Friends 70s Justice League. It's fun.
it's fun, but it's also like, guys, shut up. Stop. Just stop what you're doing. Leave these people alone. Let them live their lives. Because you know what? They're kind of dumb. They're not kind of dumb. They're really dumb.
You've missed a thing.
I
Missed
did not get one.
a very good thing.
I know, but I didn't get one.
You needed last issue too. You need 71 and 72.
I have 71. I just didn't get 72. We were literally just didn't have enough, truthfully.
So, Barbara's in town, keeping an eye on Rick Dick. And his girlfriend puts out a big flaming bat signal in the middle of a park in Bloodhaven. And Barbara, who the girl doesn't know Barbara is Batgirl, puts on a trench coat because that's how you cover up a spandex suit underneath. Takes her cowl off and goes down and talks to the girl and says, "I'll try to help him." And so she goes looking for Rick Dick. And
No, they had a relationship for a while, right? The two of them.
yeah. So, cut to Rick and the girlfriend, and Rick has got a big creepy ass smile on his face, and you're like, oh hell, Joker's done Jokerized him. Oh no no no. So he wants to make pancakes, and he wants to make pancakes with gummy bears, with chocolate covers and sprinkles and whipped topping. He goes nuts on all this crazy sugary crap. I have no idea what that did, but it very ably demonstrated crazy. And then Barbara's swinging around trying to find him, and she finds him, and they're doing their superhero talk, and Punchline shows up. And Punchline starts kicking the crap out of Barbara, and Rick isn't helping because Rick, the crystal that Joker got his hands on, he used that to make Rick one of his people. Rick believes that his job is to help take down Batman, and Punchline and Batgirl are going to throw down in the next issue. And Barbara's losing badly.
How could Barbara be losing against Punchline?
Punchline's a badass.
Yeah, I get that, but she also has this much experience, or Batgirl's got this much experience. You figure...
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think Punchline is a true zealot, and also probably we're going to find out more about her background, that she's probably a little more prepared. Dynamite, Betty Page, issue number 1. A little painful for me. I really thought Carl Pacheco's run was going to be a lot more engaging than the last few. I may be hitting a stop in the next couple of issues. She's going to an island to film a movie. She gets dumped as the lead and put in a supporting role. This other little vampy starlet takes over the starring role, but has to be in this goofy looking bear suit, which is hilarious. And I'm like, yeah, Betty's better than that. So the male lead is killed, and the financier of the film has rented the entire island for 1 week. He thinks he owns the island outright, but he doesn't. And the authorities on the island, when the murder happens, tries to kick everybody off. Betty does this very sexy posy thing on 2 elephant trunks, which, okay. And the financier and the producer say, we'll put Betty in the lead male role. Because she can do it, they'll rewrite it as a female role. And
okay,
yeah.
that makes sense now. Okay, I'm like, what?
And
what are you doing?
And her sidekick, who had a name through the first 3 volumes, she's now calling her pal, which I'm absolutely certain was not her name. Of course, maybe there's something historical to that I don't understand. But I had a hard time with it. Like, it didn't grab me the way I wanted it to, the way the past Betty Page runs have done. And it may just be a slow start. But I don't see this run having legs if it doesn't pick up just a little bit. Granted, it's sold mostly as a booby book, so...
Well, it's more than that, though.
Yeah. Or it has been more than that.
You have made it pretty clear it's more than that. All right, so let's go IDW, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. This is, actually I should have gone Snake Eyes, but I'll go Star Trek first because I like this better. So, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. We're revisiting the during the Dominion War. A shop is nearly destroyed. Several people are killed, and of course it's blamed on Quark. It looks like Quark has done it because they found some contraband under him. That's kind of where we start. So simple. So
hey, Rob, I didn't buy one, so I hope you bought a couple in my name.
So
asshole.
Yeah. The story's pretty good. I like the early stuff. I like the fact that it's kind of set in a lore that's Arshagi. I think that's pretty cool. The problem is, my man, you still cannot draw women for the life of you, and you still draw the men with these giant chests. I mean, come on, who does that? Rob Liefeld, apparently.
So let me ask you a question. Genuine question. I knew I was going to have...
And I'm not trying to hate on the book. The book was actually not bad. The art is terrible.
Okay, let me ask a question. If he had written it and had someone else do the art...
Yeah, do it fine. really, because the story is actually pretty good. And they put Joe Colton in there, the original G.I. Joe. The story is pretty nice. I might continue reading it just for the story, but if they can give me a script and not have to see the pictures, that'd probably be fun.
Yeah.
I hate to be that guy. We want to stay on a positive note, but the reality is, come on, man.
Well,
You've been doing this for a long time, and you've been repeatedly people have said to you, hey, listen, this art is really kind of. I thought you had evolved a little bit. I was wrong. I was incorrect.
Well, let me be clear. As much as I carried on there for a moment, I'm sure if Rob Liefeld happened to see this, he stopped watching him and I flipped him off. But
Yeah.
I did not buy the book because it was Rob Liefeld. I didn't buy the book because I'm not a G.I. Joe fan.
Right, that's a big difference. So there is another G.I. Joe book coming out, like a one-shot coming out, that's not Rob Liefeld. I'm very excited for, too. So, Marvel, Agents of Wakanda number 8. I believe this is the last issue, unfortunately. So we understand why Fin Fang Foom was being hunted by the other Fin Fang Fooms. We find that we hear the story behind it. So Foom is actually part of a idyllic group of shape-changing dragons. They're from another dimension. They have no worries, no cares. They live their lives. They don't have to do anything. But he really is upset, and there's several of the dragons that basically left and went to other dimensions to basically find action and adventure. He comes to Earth and finds it here in the form of the Avengers and Doctor Doom and
adventure. A
Yeah.
Jedi craves not these things.
I mean, it's one of those that you're like, oh, Foom, really? So he
I
did,
love Fin Fang Foom.
after so many years of fighting Iron Man and all these other characters, he basically is like, hey,
You put that in the wrong place.
Where?
The title is Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda.
Oh, I just put it in Age of... Anyway, so essentially he realizes what's happened to himself, and he basically there's envy, jealousy, hate, these things that he has inside him. He spits them out, and when he does, he goes from this massive Fin Fang Foom to a tiny Fin Fang Foom, and realizing that he doesn't want these things anymore, these things recreate themselves and they become giant versions of him in different colors. And so they call him a traitor. They're hunting him because they're like, hey, you can't just kick us out. And so what...
So that's why there's multiple Fin Fang Fooms, because
Yeah.
there's the jealousy Fin Fang Foom and the hatred Fin Fang Foom.
Exactly. Yeah. So what Brew has to do is Brew has to get him to... He convinces him to go back and reabsorb these characters so he can become himself again. And then now Fin Fang Foom is now an ally to the Avengers. He's now an ally to these
So
characters.
they took 8 issues to explain why there's a tiny Fin Fang Foom hiding in...
Well, those are only 2 issues.
hiding in...
That was 7 and 8. And it's funny, they talk about how these characters are all going to be in Empire. No, they're not. They canceled it, and they canceled the series. So it's a shame. It's been pretty good.
I love Fin Fang Foom. You probably could have sold me 7 and 8 just on Fin Fang Foom.
It's a good run.
Avengers 34. The Age of Khonshu, Part 2.
Fist of Khonshu! Fist of Khonshu, Ghost Rider of Khonshu,
So...
killing Mephisto of Khonshu. I mean...
Okay. My boy, Moon Knight, goes to Vegas, where Mephisto is being held.
Yeah, he's being held by Strange.
And Mephisto is like, calm down, Moon Knight. You can't get through my cage. That was set up by the Sorcerer Supreme himself. And Moon Knight's like,
Boom, that's me now.
by the holy host of Hoggoth, there ain't no Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme anymore. It's Moon Knight Sorcerer Supreme. And Mephisto's a little bit like, uh-oh. And
I may have messed up.
and so Moon Knight starts monologuing almost like a villain, and Mephisto's like, "Bitch, please."
Yeah.
And literally, that's the
You're not
vibe.
gonna do anything to me. You're not gonna kill me.
And Moon Knight does this, and Mjolnir shoots through the center of his chest.
Yeah, but it's not just Mjolnir now. Now it's covered in like.
It's got the
and-
Ankh. Well, that's how he's
Yeah.
controlling it.
Yeah.
It's got 2 Ankhs controlling it.
And it's got a razor wire on it too. And it's like it's gonna destroy whatever it hits.
So, I think he's talking to himself still. He's like, you know, that's not going to kill Mephisto, and he's like, yeah, I know, because I'm gonna turn him to ash with the Iron Fist, beat him into atoms, and then spread his atoms across many galaxies with Mjolnir. And so he does, and then flash to the future.
Yep.
That Khonshu has taken over the world.
Yeah, New York City is now the headquarters of Khonshu. He is basically trying to track down all the Avengers. Can't find them all, but he does find Black Panther. He's enslaved Black Panther. They're trying to take the power. Black Panther's like,
Well, because they're after Starbrand.
right. Black Panther's like, bring your master here. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. No, bring your master here. And of course, they realize that they've now found the Starbrand, so Moon Knight's taken away. Black Panther escapes, or basically busts out of the chains and is trying to escape.
Which I think he always could.
Oh, he could have taken
He has the power of Bast, and the avatar of Bast could throw down with Khonshu.
Right. So now, essentially, what's happened is now they've now tracked down Captain Marvel and an Iron Man holding the Starbrand. And Iron Man keeps saying, "We're a family," and she's like, "We're not a family." He's like, "Shh, it's okay, Brandy. Mommy and Daddy just fighting."
Which is genius.
She's like, "I am gonna murder you when we're done." Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. They did a good job. You want to talk about Empire first? And by the way,
because
we were unfortunately shorter on Empire this week.
but I grabbed a digital copy.
Yeah, I got to read a copy here because we have some variants. It's just we didn't get the main
I
covers.
just wasn't willing to pay $19.99 for
That's
a
okay.
variant. I mean, I'm not a big variant guy anyway.
That's fine. I mean, that's understandable.
When they come in, I'll buy them.
They'll be here this week, and we'll have number 2 and number 1 at the same time. So, if you listen to Avengers 0 and Fantastic Four 0, you saw the backstory. You saw what's going on. They've gone
Which
to the
I
blue side
still
of the moon.
say you could have done without.
So you go to the blue side of the moon, and the Katati are there. The Celestial Madonna is there. They're like, please help us against this coming invasion. So Fantastic Four tries to sneak up to them. Oh, by the way, so
Well, hold on.
let's back up just a second.
Empire has been touted as Hulkling having united the Kree and Skrull empires, which, first of all, is not what
Not
happened.
happen. No.
Super Skrull Clark, and I don't remember her name.
Blurt?
The Kree.
Katart,
That's not her name.
Monel, Connell. No.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Either.
The Super Guardian of the Kree Empire
Yeah.
got together and decided we're going to stop all of this.
Right.
We need a figurehead. They get poor little
Teddy.
Teddy.
Yeah.
I can remember his name for a minute. They get Teddy and they say, "Hey,
Theodore.
Hulkling, you're going to be our emperor because you are part Kree and part Skrull.
Right.
And together, we're going to go wipe out the Kotati," which we thought they were coming to wipe out Earth.
Ooh.
And I
We
would
thought we thought that they were blaming Earth for everything. No.
Marvel did this. They said, "Look over here, look over here, look over here. Ah, here's the real thing."
Right.
And for that reason, I really enjoyed Empire because I was going to be a little bored with.
Yet another invasion of Earth, please.
Yeah,
Nope,
I
this
was
is different.
Damn it!
And this is so the Katati. Basically, they're plants. They've made themselves up to be pacifists.
Well, and if you get the origin from Avengers 0, way back in the before times, the Skrulls grabbed the Kree and the Kotati and they dropped them on Earth's moon, and they said, whichever one of you makes the best use of your area
Wins.
will win.
Yeah.
And the Skrulls built this massive city that became the blue area of the moon. The Kotati made a garden, and
The garden was better.
the garden was better, and so the Skrulls selected the Kotati,
Right.
and then the
The
Kree rose up and went
Kree
to war
rose
with
up
them.
and went to war and destroyed the
The
Katati.
Kotati,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the swordsman, who is basically a Katati clone, he's a plant clone. He gives
Of
She-Hulk.
the swordsman.
He gives She-Hulk this amazing weapon. And basically, she's back to being Jennifer Walters in the body of She-Hulk, which is pretty amazing. And Thor's like, "You okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. This
I'm
is
more
fantastic.
myself than
I'm
ever."
more-" He's like, okay." I don't think he's real happy about that. He liked having sex with She-Hulk because she was savage and crazy and like, you know. So anyway.
Gives new meaning to wanting to smash.
So anyway, so the Fantastic Four, they've got the 2 kids. They've got the 2, the Kree and the Skrull.
This is why we can't do this in under 50 minutes. We have to go back to the birth of Jesus every time we explain
Anyway.
the story.
So they send Valeria and Franklin back home with the 2 kids to protect them. They go and confront Teddy, and Teddy's like, "Hey, listen, this is what we're doing."
Well, what they do is they go to Teddy and they're like, "You're a figurehead. Super Skrull and Blue
Right.
Bitch here are using you."
And he's like,
And he's like,
"Hey, no."
"Shing, nuh-uh."
And they clearly are. He then sends them.
No, I don't think they are. I think
He sends them to Earth, and of course they're stopped by the Avengers, right? The Avengers like, no, you can't do this. No, we're going to defend the Katati. And then the Katati turn on them.
Well, but there's a whole throwdown between the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, or the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, who are both trying to stop this fleet from destroying the Kotati, and Tony sends a virus into the system on the back of Mjolnir and takes over all of the ships and shuts them down.
My favorite is the Ghost Rider Quinjet.
Yeah.
So Jamie's he hits a button, this thing. Whew, that's pretty awesome.
You're missing the most awesome thing in the damn comic. Thor throws Mjolnir to hit Teddy, and Teddy whips out his sword and does this number underneath it and catches Mjolnir without being hurt.
What sword is this thing? What is this thing? We don't know yet. So it should be
So it makes Hulkling a badass on a whole nother level of magnitude.
This is the first time he's ever had the sword too. This is new.
So
first time we've seen it.
I got a feeling it's going to be a lot like the sword from Deceased. One side of it's going to be from the Skrull, one side's going to be from the Kree. Together they're going to be awesome, So, and then he's going to stab Superman with it. And, no.
Wrong.
See, you're still
wrong.
I'm sorry.
Wrong.
I didn't mean to hurt you that way.
Wrong.
He's not on the covers.
Wrong.
He's not on the covers of anything after that, and I'm so giddy.
Okay, so
that Empire kind of leads to Fantastic Four.
I mean, technically
21.
You could have read this first and then read Empire, or it didn't matter what the order is really. Basically, this talks about the kids taking Valeria and Franklin taking the two kids back to Earth, and these two kids start going at it immediately because they've been fighting for years and years.
They're in the shuttle. The shuttle's this imbalance thing, and Franklin's piloting because Valeria doesn't have her license, which is hilarious.
And Reed's like, you failed your license. Hey, but it's in space. Who knows? It's like, yeah, we know.
And that wouldn't be right, which is a small summation of who Franklin and Reed are.
So they get back to Earth, and they're crash landing, and they're like, Aunt Alicia, come help us. Valeria jumps out. She goes,
Skye.
Yeah, and
Who
Skye.
I love, who has not vanished.
No. She's still there. So she's like, I'll take you over there, Alicia, no problem. So I'm a hero. I can do things. So Valeria
I took care of an entire society.
Valeria then puts out the Fantastic Four signal to all previous Fantastic Four people. And the two that kind of appear are Spider-Man and Wolverine. Wolverine's mad because there's something in his brain making him come. He's like, mother.
It beeps.
I suffered.
Which means somehow it's part of his genetics because he's died and been resurrected on Krakoa, which is amazing. Reed Richards is like, here, let me just install this beeper.
And he does. He puts a signal device in his brain, like, mother. He's mad.
So they show up, and Valeria's like, "We got this. It's okay."
I'm sorry, Uncle Peter, Uncle
Spidey.
Uncle. Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, we got you by accident, and of course then Spidey's like, whoa, back up, something's not right. My Spidey sense is going crazy because there's people in this cult trying to come after both of these Kree and Skrull. They don't know yet.
The Kotati cult.
The Kotati
death cult.
Yeah. So. It's interesting because Wolverine sees it too, but he can't figure out why. He thinks it's the two kids. So the Skrull kid sees Alicia and he says, "You're Alicia Masters," and comes after. And of course, Wolverine stabs
Shink.
her. And he's like, "Oh, it's a kid." And of course, we don't know if the kid's dead or not now. So that'd be bad because she's the keeper of knowledge. Right?
Well, I mean, I think they're building up to do the Future Foundation again with a Kree and a Skrull member. I mean, kind of cool.
I'm okay with that.
They're much more kick-ass than any of the Future Foundation. Giant-sized X-Men Magneto #1. So I called this in the other episode when we did the previews. Maybe it's a shameless cash grab. I'm going to stop talking about cash grabs. Mm-hmm. The point of comic book companies, publishers, is to make money.
That's true.
If you're like, it's a shameless cash grab, well, no shit. They want to make money. Shut up. You're being stupid. What you're saying is ignorant. And I'm the one who said it, so I'm owning that ignorance. We need to stop using that terminology. My question is...
Can we still do it with the movie industry?
No. Is it no.
Okay. You sure?
If I have a business, I'm going to make every shameless cash grab I can.
Go.
There's nothing wrong with it. I need cash. If you like what I'm doing, you want me to have cash. Shut up and buy my shit. So
Emma,
is this book relevant?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So
Emma wants an island. She wants to build something new on an island. She's got this freighter in the middle of the ocean. It's in Ireland, and she's like, "I want an island. Can you get me this island?"
To Magneto.
So Magneto says, "Sure, I'll go find the owner." Well, the owner happens to be the Prince of the Waves, the Prince of the Underdarkness.
Namor the Submariner.
So he stands in the middle of this outcropping. This guy comes up and he says, "Oh, can I help you?" And Mando's like, "I'd like to speak to the owner."
It's the Scottish lightkeeper from Scooby Doo.
Yeah, exactly. So
making his Marvel debut.
So he says, I don't see the owner very much, but I'll find him.
I'll put out the word to him, lad. I don't know where he is.
That's basically what it is.
Watch out for the dog and those crazy kids. They'll expose your plans.
So like,
But does he have a scarf?
So like a day
He
later,
does have a scarf.
So like a day later, Namor jumps out of the ocean, lands around, like, "What do you want?" It's like, I rarely get to see you. What do you want? Well, Emma wants a favor. Fine, you do me a favor too. So they go to the bottom of the ocean, and he's lost a bunch of people trying to find this ancient artifact. Magneto helps him get into the ancient artifact, and they release the Kraken.
Because it's always a Kraken.
It's always a Kraken. And Namor's like, "Damn it, Kraken." Of course, he can't control this Kraken, and so then he helped Namor, so Namor's just fine. It's all yours. Here you go. And so Emma he builds Emma this gleaming whatever.
Wahoo!
Yeah. He builds Emma this gleaming fortress thing. Now we don't know what the hell's going on. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing really silly going on. So, Spider-Woman.
Hold on.
Oh, you got more?
Hold on. No, I don't have more.
Oh.
I'm going to point out, guys, that that's the end of my pull list. But the things that I'm missing due to a shipping error on UPS's part is Once in Future number 9 from Boom.
Yep.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 106 from IDW. Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown number 3.
Yep.
I talked about Empire number 1 because I got a digital copy.
Sure.
And it was worth that to me. And then Immortal Hulk number 35. But
We'll get those next week.
we'll probably have those by the time we do a review episode.
Sure.
I don't know if I want to talk about them again because I kind of like keeping the episodes pure. So, go forth and prosper, my friend.
So Spider-Woman was hired by this billionaire to go host a party. Basically, he wanted her to be muscle. This is issue 1. So she finds out in issue 1 her powers are like off the charts. They really should not be as strong as they are. She's able to take down Rhino by herself. She shouldn't be able to do this. So she finds out the billionaire has actually stripped her of the one thing that's keeping her from dying, which is a radiation her father did experiments on her with. That's how she got her powers to begin with. So she has to go and find more arachnids to get experiments on to save his daughter and herself. Pretty good. I'm going to read more. Engine word number 1 from Vault.
Bless you.
Weird, because it's like a version of English. Essentially, Earth is dead, and the people here, they go out onto other planets, dead planets, trying to find remnants of old gods to power them, power what they have. There are gods now that are in control of them, giving them water, giving them food, and they're kind of jerks who are like, why do they need anything? So this is the beginning of the story.
So this person read Jason Aaron's Thor run. Gotcha.
Pretty much, yeah. So, wasn't bad. I'll read more. Finger guns number 3. It's pretty cool. She figures out a new way to use her finger gun to
adjust the taps, check the water.
So she, anyway, she figures out a new way to use the finger gun.
I hope that's.
And she literally thinks her father's trying to murder her mother for the insurance money, and she uses it against her. She can use it against her father. She uses it against her mother. Her mother kind of gets brave. She figures out how to be more brave, but then she gets beaten down, and it's a turning point. And good story. So I've enjoyed it.
All right, so the thing that we haven't been doing that I want to bring back, and the reason I want to bring it back, I'm springing this on you. The reason I want to bring it back is we've got this really cool discussion group on Facebook called
Let's Talk Comics. Hashtag Let's Talk Comics.
As much as no, there is no hashtag on it. I took the hashtag.
You took the hashtag off.
It wouldn't let me create one with a hashtag in the front.
Really, I wonder why.
Because then you're constantly falsely triggering hashtags. Every time somebody searches from the group, you'd be getting hit.
Hashtag.
Yeah. We used to do Book of the Week, and then we'd have
Yeah.
people vote on it. Now we have this nice discussion group. We had someone from Australia join today.
We can't do polls anymore.
Well, that's okay. We can figure that out.
Yeah. So.
What's your Book of the Week? So I dog-eared a couple here. I said, or jogged a couple. I said Death Metal number 2 is a possibility for me. Avengers 34 is definitely a possibility for me. I'll even say
you pick yours, I pick mine. How's
Fantastic Four 21 is a possibility for me. All 3 of them were
Go ahead
great.
and pick yours, because I kind of know what I want.
I gotta go with Avengers 34.
Damn you. Okay, I'll go with death metal too then.
Well, I mean, Empire's an option as well.
Empire was really good, but death metal was better. Scott Snyder's a better storyteller.
So I'll see if I can't create a poll within the group,
Yeah, something's weird about the polls.
and then you can share it to the
You
page.
can't pull the poll thing anymore. That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons that we stopped doing it, because we couldn't do polls.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened.
So you're saying death metal? I'm saying Avengers 34.
Yeah, I think Death Metal is the better book. I'm saying this purely because I love both, and I think we're gonna have a bigger storyline going on because of that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go cuddle Garen because I made him do this in under 40 minutes, and that's been a lot. He needs hugs and penis touches or something.
Hey, hey.
The lady does protest too much. Thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate it.
Maestro's coming back.
Yeah.
How do you whisper it? Maestro's coming back. Yeah.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. I mean, because they can hear it in the background. Just whisper.
Creepy old guy saying, what the hell?